It was a Tuesday evening. Nothing special about it, just a regular Tuesday. I'd finished up a long days are pretty standard when you work at the Pentagon, and I was heading over to my daughter Sarah's place. My granddaughter. Little Maya had drawn me a picture. One of those crayon masterpieces, you know. All bright colors and shaky lines, but to me, it was a masterpiece. Sarah had texted it to me, but Maya insisted I had to see the real thing and get it, signed. By the artist, how could I say no to that? So, there I was, driving my own car, a simple sedan, nothing flashy. I wasn't in uniform, just wearing a polo shirt and some slacks. Just a guy, a dad, a grandpa, heading to see his family. I was humming along to some old Motown on the radio, thinking about Maya's drawing, maybe picking up pizza on the way. The neighborhood was quiet, familiar streets I'd driven down countless times. Then, suddenly, flashing blue and red lights filled my rearview mirror. Instantly, my stomach tightened. It's a feeling too many black men know, regardless of their job, their age, their accomplishments. It's that here we go feeling. A mix of confusion, annoyance, and a deep, weary caution. I pulled over immediately, right under a streetlight, turned off the radio, rolled down my window, put my hands on the steering wheel where they could be clearly seen. Standard procedure. Decades of living, decades of seeing how these things can go sideways, teaches you that 2 officers got out. Young guys. White. They approached the car, one on my side, one on the passenger side, flashlights sweeping the interior. The one at my window, he had this hard look on his face. Suspicious. "License and registration, please," he said. Not angry exactly, but sharp. Authoritative. "Of course, officer," I replied, keeping my voice calm and even. I reached slowly, deliberately, for the glove compartment, announcing my movements. Just getting my registration and insurance, I handed them over, then took my wallet out for my license. He took the documents, shone his flashlight on my license, then back at my face, then back at the license. His partner was still looking around the car, peering into the back seat. "What are you doing in this neighborhood?" the first officer asked. His tone hadn't softened. "I'm visiting my daughter, sir. She lives just a couple of blocks away." He didn't seem to like that answer. "We had a report of some suspicious activity around here. Someone matching your description." My description? A black man in a polo shirt driving a sedan? That could be anyone. That could be no one. It felt thin. It felt targeted. My heart started beating a little faster, that old familiar anger starting to simmer beneath the surface of calm. I was trying so hard to maintain suspicious activity. I asked, trying to keep the edge out of my voice. "What kind of activity?" "Just step out of the car, sir," he ordered, ignoring my question. Now the caution turned into genuine alarm. Stepping out of the car changes everything. It escalates things. But arguing? That escalates it faster. Years in the military teach you about choosing your battles, about assessing risk. Right now, the risk felt high. "Okay, officer," I said, taking a slow breath. I opened the door and stepped out, hands visible. Immediately, he told me to turn around and place my hands on the roof of the car. I complied. The cold metal felt alien under my palms. I could feel eyes on me, maybe neighbors peeking through. Curtains. The humiliation started to creep in, hot and prickly. Then came the pat down. Rough hands moving over my body. Checking pockets, waistband, legs. Finding nothing, of course. What would they find? A wallet, keys, a phone. What's this? About officers? I asked again, my voice tighter now. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm just trying to see my granddaughter. The first officer didn't answer. He just said, "Put your hands behind your back." That's when the cold dread washed over me completely. You're detaining me? Why? Standard procedure, sir. Just need to verify a few things. And then I felt it. The cold, hard click of metal around my wrist. Then the other. Handcuffed. Standing on a street I knew well, under the glare of police lights, treated like a common criminal, the anger I'd been suppressing surged. Not a hot, yelling anger, but a deep, burning indignation. All the years of service, the sacrifices, the climbing ranks in an institution where people like me were rare, the dedication to my country. And here I was, cuffed on a sidewalk, because I was a black man in the wrong neighborhood in their eyes. The uniform I wore most days, the stars on my shoulder at the Pentagon, they meant nothing right now. Right now, all they saw was skin color, officers, I said, trying to keep my voice steady despite the tremor of fury inside me. You need to listen to me. There is absolutely no reason for this. I couldn't help the disbelief in my voice. I'm handcuffed on the side of the road for driving to my daughter's house. There's nothing relaxing about this. You said someone matching my description? What description exactly? The first officer, the more aggressive one, finally spoke again. We got a call. That's all you need to know. He walked back to their patrol car, presumably to run my license. We stood there in silence for what felt like an eternity. Me cuffed, feeling the weight of every stare, real or imagined. The remaining officer shifted his feet, looking uncomfortable. The flashing lights painted everything in harsh, alternating colors. I thought about Maya's drawing. I thought about Sarah waiting for me. I thought about all the briefings I'd sat through, the decisions I made that affected national security, the responsibility I carried every single day. And this is where I was. Then the first officer came back from the car. His whole demeanor had changed. The hardness was gone, replaced by a wide-eyed look. He was walking quickly, almost stumbling. "Sir," he stammered, addressing me. Directly now, not just sir as a generic term, but with a sudden, awkward deference. He fumbled with the key for the handcuffs. "Sir, there's been a mistake." Click. The cuffs came off one wrist. Click. The other. The relief was instant, but the anger and humiliation didn't just vanish. My wrists felt strangely light, but the imprint of the metal, the feeling of being bound, stayed with me. A mistake? I repeated, rubbing my wrists. I turned to face him fully. What kind of mistake? He wouldn't meet my eyes. Your ID, sir. It checks out. There seems to have been a misunderstanding about the description. My ID? I pressed. What about my ID suddenly changed things? The other officer spoke up, his voice hushed. Your place of employment, sir. The Pentagon. Your rank. Ah. So, it wasn't that the suspicious person description suddenly didn't match. It was that the man they had in cuffs wasn't just some random black guy they could hassle. He was a general. A Pentagon general. Suddenly, their standard procedure looked a lot like racial profiling, and they knew it. The air crackled with tension. The first officer was pale. "We apologize for the inconvenience, General," he said, the title sounding foreign and forced coming from his lips after the way he'd treated me moments before. "You're free to go, free to go." Just like that? As if the last 15 minutes hadn't happened. As if my dignity hadn't been stripped away under the streetlights. As if the color of my skin hadn't been the only reason for this entire stop. I looked at them. Two young men caught in their own bias, now scrambling because they realized who they'd messed with. What if I hadn't been a general? What if I had been just a regular guy, a plumber, a teacher, a student? Would the apology have come? Would the cuffs have come off so quickly? I knew the answer. We all know the answer. I didn't yell. I didn't threaten them with my rank. That's not who I am. But I looked them both square in the eye. Officers, I said, my voice low and heavy with the weight of the moment. The weight of a lifetime of moments like this. This wasn't about a mistake with a description. This was about assumption. This was about bias. My rank shouldn't be what makes you realize you treated a citizen improperly. Every citizen deserves respect, regardless of who they are or where they work. They shuffled their feet, mumbled apologies again. Yes, sir. Understood, sir. I didn't say anything else. I just got back into my car, the leather seat feeling different now. I started the engine, the familiar hum doing little to soothe me. As I pulled away, I saw them in my rearview mirror, still standing there, looking small under the streetlights. The drive to Sarah's was short, but my mind was racing. The anger was still there, but it was mixed with a profound sadness. Sadness. For myself, yes, but more so for the countless others who face this, who don't have a title to flash like a get-out-of-jail-free card. Sadness for the fact that even after all these years, after all the progress we think we've made, something like this can still happen. When I got to Sarah's, Maya ran to the door, her drawing held proudly in front of her. Grandpa? You're here. I forced a smile, knelt down, and hugged her tight, breathing in the scent of crayons and innocence. Hey, sweet pea. Let me see this masterpiece, looking at her bright, smiling face, holding her colorful drawing. The contrast with what had just happened was staggering. I tried to push it away, to be present for her, for Sarah. But the chill of the handcuffs lingered. The feeling of being judged solely on my skin color, despite a lifetime proving myself, that doesn't just wash off. It wasn't just an inconvenience. It was a stark reminder that for some people, the uniform I wear off duty is my skin. And no matter how high you climb sometimes, that's all they see. It's a heavy weight to carry, heavier than any rank.